Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're just going to go through 8-star Lancelot. I realised I was looking through my videos and I hadn't done a video on Lancelot. Typically though I will save these types of videos for the 3-star mark. That is where you should be looking to get Lancelot to. Over the course of the season. There are various different methods of picking him up. So if we jump into, first of all, Merchants Guild, you should be saving up these blue. So as you can see, these guild contributions, I've got 9,772, nearly enough to get a Mastimer or a Halios, but what I tend to do is I save them. So as you can see, you can pick up these 10 shards of Aphrodite. You can also pick up these, I think 5 shards. Oh no, sorry. You get 1, and there's a weekly limit of 10, so you can get 10 shards of Lancelot per week from the guild shop, and you can also get 10 shards of Aphrodite as well. You should only be spending this currency on these units here. And the reason for that is because you won't be able to get these units anywhere else for at least 2 months after this season ends. So that is the best place to get them, but there are other places as well. So if we jump into, let's go, it's limited events, I believe. And yeah, here we go. Abyss Crusade, you can get 10 shards of Lancelot by completing this Abyss Crusade 40 times. Now, you will get around 40 attempts, potentially 50 attempts, where you can also pick up 5 shards of Wu as well. But these are the ones that you want to go for. Lancelot shards, you get in total 10 per Abyss Crusade, and I believe that there is 4 Abyss Crusades throughout the entire duration. So you can get 40 shards of Lancelot there. You can also get, I believe, 80 shards from the guild shop as well. I think it comes on once a week, and you can pick up 10 shards per week, so that's 80 shards there. And then the final place as well, I believe you pick up a copy from here. So you get 25 shards at level 75, and you get 25 shards at 145 here. So that would put you at around 3 copies of Lancelot to get him up to this Protector's Synergy. Now, as you can see, it has been relatively easy to get copies of these seasonal units. So, for example, I've got Lee at 10 stars here. If we go to... who was the one before that? Halicer. I've got Halicer up to, funny enough, I've got Halicer up to 12 stars. Just because she's such a powerful unit, I have focused on her as much as I can, picking her up from tickets where I can as well. But let's jump into some gameplay for Lancelot. Before we do, I'll just go through what he does very briefly. But he does a lot, so it may not be so brief. The first thing that he does, he will wield heavy spear to attack enemies, dealing, I've got it currently at 300% physical damage. It will be less if you have him below the 8-star mark, but where you want to get him to is around 8 stars, so he will be doing 300% physical and doubles the number of Corrode stacks on the target. So he attacks one single enemy and he doubles the number of Corrode stacks on that enemy when he does attack them with his ultimate. His next one, Rift Cleaver, Lancelot swings his heavy spear to attack all enemies, dealing 150% physical and applying 2 Corrode stacks. So that is all enemies that he attacks. It's very important because we want as many Corrode stacks with him as possible. Now, the damage increase is around 30% if you get him up to 9 stars. Following on from that, when Lancelot is deployed, increases the Corrode effect damage by 200% for all allies. Full stop. That's where we're going to end the video. That's all you need to know about this guy. Is he does what Franz and Talos do, and Franz. So Franz and Talos, I think both. No, Talos only increases it by 50%. So this guy outputs more Corrode damage by himself than both Franz and Talos combined, with just that first line of his passive ability, or his first passive ability. Now, when allies successfully apply Phantom Illusion or Soul Devourer effect on enemies, Lancelot additionally applies 2 stacks of Corrode effect to all enemies. When Lancelot performs a basic attack, he additionally applies 2 stacks of Corrode on all enemies. So that will play into the Dawnbringer synergy that he has. So each basic attack by an ally unit has a 50% chance to initiate combo, and this effect can be triggered only 2 times. This also follows up with his Protector synergy. So increase defense of all allies by 15% every round. When received active attack, there is a 30% chance to reposit with a basic attack that deals 100% damage once. So very powerful synergies indeed, and he's also part of the Mystifier synergy. Just in case you don't know, at the start of battle, applies 5 stacks of Corrode on all enemies. Each 1 stack deals damage equal to 12% of the allied team's average attack every round. Allies restore 25% of their own max HP every round if you have 5-4 Mystifiers. And the final one, when an ally successfully applies Phantom Illusion or Soul Devourer effect on enemies, Lancelot additionally increases damage reduction for all allies by 5% for 3 rounds. I don't think this stacks. I think this is a one and done effect, but I could be wrong. If this does stack, then he's going to work even better with Hades. So just something to keep in mind. So we're going to run a pretty standard Mystifiers team here. Let's just see if we can beat these guys. What I'm going to do is just include all of the units which increase... There we go. All of the units which increase the damage done by Corrode. So if we have a look at Emily's runes, I've got her 2 and 2. So 2 red, 2 epic. Increases the Corrode damage of all allies by 65%. If you get up to full red, increase the Corrode damage of all allies by 100% as well. Next on the list is Franz. Franz also does a very similar thing with his advanced, with his passive here. When Franz is deployed, increases Corrode damage dealt by allies by 100%. So fantastic. I've also got Franz's runes as well. This wasn't intentional, this was by accident, but managed to build them up over time. Increase damage dealt by Franz against targets with more than 10 stacks of Corrode by 100%, and additionally there's a 100% chance of applying stun to a random enemy for 1 round as well. So yeah, very powerful effect stun-wise, and a good combination in this team. And finally Talos as well. So Talos in his standard abilities, yeah, when Talos is deployed, increases Corrode damage dealt by allies by 50%. So very powerful. Oh, very powerful indeed. Let's redo that. Sorry. 3, and then we're going to go Protector as well. So we'll pop in... Where have you gone? There we go. The reason that I'm putting Bastet in there, I have shown off Ozzy, not Ozzy, Minotaur as well. Minotaur is very powerful, but he is too quick for Franz. So effectively, you want Minotaur to go after Franz to double the number of Corrode stacks, but he only goes before Emily Lancelot at this point. So let's jump in, change the relics up slightly. What we'll do is we're just going to put some basic relics in here. Now, as you can see, I am going to put in Knight's Edge, but it's only because it's the Chrono relic for the Mystifiers team. And we're going to pop in, I would say, Lancelot at the front as well, swap him around. And then I think we should be good to go. So let's see how this team functions and how much damage we're doing overall. Again, the reason that I've included Bastet on the team is because she is a Shadow Arc. Crap. I'm on the Shadow Arc stage. I shouldn't have included Bastet in this. Oh, damn. But, well, she gives the Shadow Arc synergy with the back 3 here. But also, she provides Protector synergy for our strong friend Lancelot here. Yeah. Well, at least we won't have more than... I'm on ×2 speed. At least we won't have more than 5 survivors, which I think is the criteria for this mission. So yeah, as you can see, Corrode effect has been applied, and it is doing massive amounts of damage as well. We do get the Holy Shield stacks. And there we go, Talos, Emily, and everybody else down. So, B team. Not working too well here. I think this is definitely a loss. Let's go ahead and change things up. Let's take out Bastet and let's put in Minotaur in this front slot. Just so that Lancelot does not die too quickly. I think that was the problem that we had just then. And as well, it stops the phantom effect. So as you can see, big damage at the start here, and that is because Emily applies Corrode stacks and Lancelot also applies Corrode stacks as well. And we do get the stun here. That is thanks to Franz providing that stun. And as you can see, with this team setup, it's a bit better with the 2 tanks at the front, because apparently these guys are super weak. So now shields are up. It's going to be a bit tougher to get through those shields. But we do get this holy shield effect as well. So we double the number of Corrode stacks that is currently on Atropos. How unfortunate. What a pain. What a real pain. I dislike that team setup. Not the team setup, but the enemy team. Having 2 Atrops on there is just so annoying. So we'll move into this one. We keep the same setup, and we've got the same relics in there as well. So as you can see, doing damage, and it also helps you to determine who has the lowest health or the lowest defense on the team. In this case, the unit with the lowest defense is Archdina. Oh, come on. What a pain. Still doing big damage, though. We'll take that. Yeah, it's that Corrode damage that's really kicking in. What I'm going to do is, after this, I've never liked this team. I have never liked that team. I really haven't. I don't particularly like Mystifiers in general, those 3. Emily, Minotaur, and Franz. Let's try Lancelot on a bit of a better setup. So we'll go... and we can pop in Sandra as well. So we do have our 4... yeah, so we have our 4 there. 4 monarchs, should I say. And let's go ahead, pop in our good relics. And let's see if that makes a difference. So this very standard Mystifier setup in late game. You have your 4 monarchs plus whatever other unit. Now, do I think that Lancelot will replace Catherine? No, I do not. Do I think that Lancelot will replace... who's the other unit on this team? Mulan? Potentially, no. I think they'll work very well together. But I don't think that he replaces Catherine or Mulan on this team. As you can see, done much more damage with this team. And applying that stun as well, so very good. And we get the double shielding as well to give us that extra bit of protection. And there we go, Archdina down. So as you can see, a much better showing on this particular team setup than is previously. So Sandra, kind of free to play. Astrid, you should be going for 100% anyway. Lancelot doing relatively good damage. We'll see how much he does compared to others on the team as well. Can't compare that because he missed them all. Doing more than... yeah, so doing around the same damage as Sandra. And Sandra has... not on that one, unfortunately. But Sandra, yeah, she has unique runes. Exclusive runes. Yeah, so he is doing much less damage, unfortunately, than the rest of the team. But the rest of the team is super overpowered. What I'm going to do, now that we've shown him off on the Mystifiers team, where that 200% corrode increase is absolutely vital. It's so powerful. Yeah, it's just so powerful, that 200% increase. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to try something else. It's going to look super weird, and it's going to annoy a lot of people. Yeah, I'm not sorry about this, to be honest. But we are going to try triggering Lancelot as much as we possibly can. And then we'll go for Hades as well. We'll pop in Atrops. No, we're going to pop Cleo in.
I crave courage, wisdom, power.
Yeah, that'll be fine. This will do. This will do. Stick these two at the front, and then we'll jump in. Now, the reason that I'm doing this is because Lancelot will apply 2 stacks of Corrode every time, and he'll give damage reduction as well every time Soul Devour is triggered. Now, Hades will only trigger on action when he does, or when he's at 7 stars. Soul Devour will, or Phantom Illusion or Soul Devour will trigger for Woo here on ultimate. So this is where it triggers. Phantom Illusion is applied, so we get the damage immunity and protection. And it would have triggered there as well. Now it triggers there for Aphrodite. But we don't get the additional protection, so I don't think it stacks. So I don't think there's any reason for us to... yeah. Oh, it's... yeah. Gross. But there's no reason... sorry, it doesn't trigger twice, so it doesn't stack that damage reduction. If it did stack, him and Aphrodite would make a fantastic pair. Really would. Really fantastic pair, because she'll trigger on death. He'll apply the stacks of Corrode and the damage reduction as well. And that's for 2 rounds, I believe. So we've not triggered Phantom Illusion or Soul Reaper effect because we already had thingy down, Stannard down in the bottom there. So let's go ahead and try this again. And let's go ahead and see how he fits in to the Valiant's team. So the team that I was running for him, it did include Mulan on this back row. He was in the front row here. And then we had Tropos, and we also had Leandra. What you can do for a further... So when Hades does get up to 8 stars, he will finish that Protector synergy. What you can do is you can take out Atrops, you pop Cleo in. If you've got a copy of Cleo up to 8 stars, she will function as the 4th Protector on this build. It really is a pretty nasty combo. Let me show you. Unfortunately, we can't trigger the damage reduction for Lancelot here, primarily because Hades is not 7 stars. When Hades gets to 7 stars, that's when he starts to trigger the Soul Devourer effect. Really, really powerful ability, but it's at 7 stars, so we physically cannot trigger it in this build setup. But I think, for me, this is probably the best setup. You'll see in a second. So yeah, as you can see, the Corrode damage kicking in, it will trigger at the end of the round, and then Leandra will trigger at the beginning of the round, applying burn, and then she'll trigger again on the next bit of the round. So you'll see here Hades puts in some work, but he is applying that burn in combination with Mulan. Mulan also applying the Corrode damage. And we do get that 200% increase in damage for Corrode. So we do get the executions here, but I think at the end of this round, we'll see, yeah, those 2 go down. Unfortunately, 2 more pop back up, of course, like whack-a-mole. But yeah, the fact that Lancelot and Hades both went down, their passive abilities still kicked in. So for me, really, really powerful setup. Really good team, relatively. You can also run Elma in this slot as well. So you can run Elma here and just tank as much as possible, tank as much damage as possible, because this backline is very likely to survive. You got your 3 Valianters, and you do have 2 Mystifiers on the team as well. as 1, 2, 3 protectors currently. So that's one of the team builds that I've been messing around with him for. What would I give Lancelot out of 10? I would probably give him a 7 out of 10 compared to Halissa, who is a 12 out of 10. Compared to Lee, who's probably an 8 with exclusive runes, he's probably a 10. And Lancelot with his exclusive runes, should you focus on getting those exclusive runes next season, as I've done with Lee and as I've done with Halissa, I don't know. He's 40% chance to apply Phantom Illusion effect on one. Yes, it's whenever he takes action. There's a 20%, 30%, and then finally a 40% chance to apply Phantom Illusion effect on one enemy. So I think he can steal with these runes, but it's a very temporarily recruits the target to our side. So with those runes, it's only a 20% chance though. I mean, out of 10 rounds, you're looking at that happening once, maybe twice. Maybe it only needs to happen once, but again, you know, do I think these runes are worth it? They probably are if you love this character, but there are better characters to get exclusive runes for. So, yeah. Let me know what you think about Lancelot. We've tried him in a couple of different team setups. He's not impressed me altogether too much. He's a bit flimsy, to be honest. And the damage that he provides to the team is probably enough to compensate for that. But again, I think you do need the new units. So Hades, you need Empress Wu, and you also need Aphrodite. Sorry, or you need Aphrodite. Any one of those three to work alongside Lancelot, unless you've got his exclusive runes, in which case he can trigger himself. But really you want that guaranteed damage reduction, and you want the guaranteed corrode stacks as well. So just something to keep in mind. Before I finish the video, actually, what I want to do is just pop over to the Dawnbringers, and I just want to do... Where have you gone? See, because there's no other protectors on this synergy. It's a bit of a whack-a-mole synergy, to be honest. Let's pop you two in. So we do have 3 Light Seekers as well, something to keep in mind. And then let's go ahead and we'll go Spear, we'll go Blades of Chaos, and we'll go Hand of Tyr as well. And we'll just see how well this team functions. Again, Lancelot won't be providing damage reduction. He won't be providing... so he won't be providing damage reduction, and he will be the only one who corrodes on this team. So again, bit painful, but is what it is. We do get the damage reduction, and we get the shields up as well. So just something to keep in mind. This is the reason that I've gone for this team specifically is because there's 3 protectors on it, and also it's 5 Dawnbringers. Now, the faction synergies are very forgotten, should we say. They're not super relevant anymore, and it's because really you should be running a lot of Celestials, but in order to get through stages like this, shame. What a real pain. Yeah, these teams are just too weak to get through these end stages. You do require sort of 1 or 2 DD units. I don't understand how these faction synergies are relevant anymore. Really am not. But it is what it is, you know. And Themis can't even do the job. Man, we're just having bad luck tonight. Trying to show Lancelot off, he's just dead every single time. I don't know. It's probably because he's the weakest on the team. The rest of them are all got exclusive runes and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, not a great showing from Lancelot. When I did this with Halissa, it was a completely different story. And when I did it with Lee, it was a completely different story. Might be because he's not a monarch, he's a protector. It is what it is, though. So let me know what you think of Lancelot down below. If you like the content, you want more, please do subscribe. And then, yeah, I hope you have a fantastic day.